How's it going, everybody? This is Captain Raider Silos. To bring you my thoughts on the Notre Dame versus UM game, right? This is not going to be a long video. I really just want to talk about the upcoming game, which is going to be, guys, it's going to be Sunday, August 31st. It's going to start at 7:30, and it is in Miami, right? So for the people that are going there, please show up, go support UM, bring the noise, right? Because that's a big criticism by fans across the UM fans do not show up. So pack the stadium, make noise, and show them who we really are, right? So let's go before we start. Let's talk about the last time that UM and Notre Dame played in Miami, which was November 11th, 2017. The outcome to that game was a blowout. Miami won 41-8. I remember the hype going into that game was that Notre Dame was going to beat us, that we were not going to be able to compete with them, and we ended up destroying them, right? This year, Notre Dame is ranked 6th. We're ranked 10th. They have half-point favorites going into this game. So, what I think is, honestly, Michael Cristobal needs to um, have a big year this year. And by what I mean by a big year, I mean he needs to make the playoffs. So, right, this is a great test to start and a very smart way of starting the season. One, you're playing a team that was in the national champion last year, who has a really good running game and has a really good defense. This is a good test for him. But not only that, if we were to lose this game, it doesn't affect the rest of the season because once we start playing the ACC games and start getting into the schedule, as long as we win those games and win the ACC, we will make the playoffs. So this is the year for Michael Cristobal's recruiting class to start showing up. Right, we need the juniors, the sophomores to be contributing in this game. The freshmen, right, true freshmen to have some kind of impact. So I think the UM is going to win this game. I think them starting CJ Carr, a freshman with no experience, is what's going to give us the edge. We're starting Beck, who has played in big time games, right? So I think that gives us the edge. I also think these are the keys to winning. One is stopping their run. Notre Dame is backfield with Jeremiah Love and Price, right? They got a good running game. We need to stop them, and we need to put the ball in CJ Carr's hand right now. CJ Carr does have a good arm, and his receivers are not bad receivers, but I think that we could trick him, show him defense that he's not used to, right? We have to be able to force CJ Carr into making a mistake, and we have to force CJ Carr into beatings. The next thing is we need to win the trenches, right? So that means for me, in our offensive line has to hold up against this Notre Dame's defense. Notre Dame defense is one of the best in the country. So our offensive line, who has played together for a while now, needs to show up and dominate. I think all season long is going to be a key of how good Beck does, right? I think how good our line is how good our running backs like Jordan Lyle, Mark Flesher, right? Carmar Brown, Pringle. I think they need somebody. They need to have a line that's going to open up holes. That's going to be able to block for them. And not only that, we need to give Carson Beck time to get the ball into the hands of like Joshua Trader, Tony Johnson, CJ Daniels, our tight end Elijah Lofton, right? I think is going to play a big key, right? Offensive line and defensive line. Our defensive line with Ruben coming back, I think Justin Scott has to have a big year, right? We have to be able to dominate that, right? If our defensive line stops the run and our front seven stops the run, it's going to take some pressure off the cornerbacks, right? Because again, we had our weakness last year and our Achilles heel were the cornerbacks. This year we went out and we brought a lot of people off. You know, we brought them in from the trade portal, right? We have people who have not played together. The only starting corner from last year is OJ Federico. Everybody else is somebody that we brought in the portal, right? So we have to see how they play together. They got to gel. They have to be able to communicate, right? So another key is turnovers. Forcing turnovers with our new addition in coach. We released our defensive coordinator last year and we brought in a new defensive coordinator who is very aggressive and likes Lance Geiger, I can't pronounce his last name, but Lance, he's a defensive coordinator that likes to force turnovers, right? Fumbles, interceptions. He will be wanting to um, take opportunities to give the ball back to the offense, which is big. So again, the keys to being Notre Dame: stopping the run, controlling the trenches on both sides of the ball, flustering CJ Carl, and having them do turnovers. Those are the keys to win, right? I think offensively speaking, I think we're gonna beat good, right? We know what Shannon Dawson brings to the table. I think Beck is going to do good in this offense if we give him enough time to pass. I think we have enough talent around him where he is going to be able to carry us to victory. I think it's going to be a close game. I think we win 27-24. I think that's how the game goes. We're going to win. We need that kicker from Texas that we got, right, to be able to hit kicks. This is going to be important. They have a really good defense. I don't think we're just going to be going up and down the field scoring. I think it's going to come down to special teams at the end. So hopefully, um, hopefully, Carter Davis, right? I think he was a transfer. Carter Davis pulls up and is able to make the kicks when we need them. But guys, these are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Do you think that is going to make the playoff? Do you think UM is going to beat Notre Dame? Those are my two questions for you guys. All right, guys, this was just my thoughts for the video. I'm very hyped for this Sunday, right? I'm looking forward to being able to watch the game. It's a Labor Day weekend, so most people are going to be able to stay up late to watch the game because nobody has to work on Monday. Well, not most people don't have to work on Monday, right? Let me take that back. So we'll be able to enjoy the game, guys. But stay safe. Until next time, peace out.